We are live here at the Hideaway, and it is a beautiful day out. Great day for golf. These are the days that even I enjoy golfing. Not hot, yet not cold. You get out there, swing the clubs out a little bit, throw a couple, random beverages of any variety back, and you will enjoy yourself as much as you possibly can if you're not good at golf like myself. A lot of people out on the course today. We're actually golfing here next week.
Next week? Are you ready, Chad, to watch us golf next week? This might be the last time
Chad,
I ever had
Chad from the Hideaway here in his Wayne Corvette jersey. The Green Lantern himself is over here.
He's embarrassed for us.
He is. I said to him, I go, Chad, you like to talk crap just out of mic range, just so that we can hear you, no one else can. Why don't you just grab a mic, sit down? He goes, you guys don't like to hear what I have to say. I don't want your 3 listeners to get upset.
Jeez.
And I said, there's 4. 3. We're at 3 right now.
So
yeah.
our foursome is us, Dan from Hooters, and Jared is allegedly our 4th one. He's joined up.
I don't feel like I agreed to the Jared part. I don't feel like I agreed to that.
I did.
Listen, I think there's a chance that we bury Jared in one of the divots you leave in the golf course. I love him to death, but 5 hours of golf with that dude doesn't feel like a good idea. He literally said to us during our Tuesday night broadcast over at Hooters, I just need to know I have the biggest dick in the room. and at which I told him, I'm Scottish, you win, shut the fuck up.
So he'll be in my cart, is what you're saying.
Yeah, Boston Dan and I will be rolling around the course. Fine. That poor golf cart. No, so we're going to golf here on Sunday. So there won't be the Sunday show. We're going to do a Monday night show here, leading to Monday Night Football next week. So you got your Techies Tuesday coming up. And then you got we'll try to post from the golf course. I don't know if that's a good idea, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you're here for the fall festival. Go to the Hideaway, their Facebook, where you might be watching us right now, their website, all those things. Get yourself signed up for the fall festival golf tournament. It is going to be a ton of fun, and you might just end up golfing somewhere near us. When's the last time you swung golf clubs?
I played golf on a bachelor party
in Can you do this for me?
August. Thank you. In August. But before that, it was about 6 years on a golf course before this past August.
I swung the clubs when we had the Empire come out here and we played one of the tournaments earlier in the year. I was terrible. The only one worse than me was Darius Prince, who broke my golf club. And our center, Sean Lockett, was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't feel like playing no more. And Sean Lockett and I just rolled around Sean and looked for things to eat and drink. That was it.
Sean just couldn't mash it out there. You just get a good drive, just get a piece of one and just put it 300.
Sean's got he's used to this. He's not used to this, So yeah, so we'll, if you want to see us golf and make fools of ourselves, that will be a thing happening here at the Saratoga Lake Golf Course, Golf Club, I should say, but the course next Sunday. Baseball is officially over. I feel good about it. I'm glad we're moving on. Jets are getting mashed right now in London by Atlanta, 22-9 in the third quarter. If you see me looking up, because there's a TV behind me, that's why I'm looking at it. But the Gangrene playing like they're being coached by Ted Lasso right now. It's actually happening. Great show. Love the way the second season ended. Can't wait for the third season. But baseball's over. It's good. It was a good season. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that they got to play a full season. And now we're on the football.
Baseball is not over.
I said we're on the football.
The playoffs are happening.
We're on the football.
The Yankees lost.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Any final words you'd like to say about the 2021 Yankees? That was a heartbreaker for you to watch that game alongside you at Hooters earlier this week.
The worst part was that there was kind of a malaise that came over me, and I just was like, all right, I knew it was a 50-50 chance kind of thing. I know every game is 50-50, but you go into a game with Garrett Cole and Giancarlo Stanton's playing great and Judge is playing great. All these guys playing great. Shouldn't be 50-50 in your mind. Shouldn't be. So realistically, I'm just looking at next year going, what do you do? Everybody, there's the fire Cashman camp, there's the fire Boone camp, there's the trade this one, buy that, do this. Just think about daily fantasy or a fantasy baseball league or any of those things. Who's the guy on that team you don't want? Who's the guy on that team that you look at and go, nah, should have got this guy instead? Stanton played phenomenal this year. It's funny that he learned from no fans in the stands that they were getting to him. That's why he's doing the Andy Pettit thing now, where he keeps his head down and everything. Judge looks great. you're Cole's Cole, unless you can figure out how to get some spider tack back on his fingers. Hopefully he gets it together. But like, what do you do? Like, what's the thing? How do you get that team? What do you do to make that team better?
It's the question that every Yankee fan and Brian Cashman is going to ask over the next few months, because it's a team that's still around the 95 to 100 win total. It's a team that needs to just get by the Rays to be at the top of the division to avoid the wild card. You've got one of the best arms, arguably, in baseball, in Garrett Cole, who just wasn't good enough against Boston. It's as simple as that. He just wasn't the ace. He wasn't like guys in the past like Madison Bumgarner and others who, Scherzer, guys who were the seasons on the line that could step up and make that opportunity happen for the team to advance or win a championship. The biggest move they have to make, I hate saying this because it's so anti-Yankee, is do they have to start mirroring what the Rays are doing? Like, can they do what the Rays are doing? And I hate that mindset because, I can't stand Ray baseball. It's ruining baseball. It's making people feel bored about the most important games of the season. But do they start flipping the mindset to say, if I know the team we have to catch is Tampa, why can't we outdo what they're doing? Because that should be our next goal, is just to win the division to at least advance one round further. Or, and this is maybe even a horrible answer, but I think it's a truthful answer, do they actually wait to see what the playoff field expansion looks like? Because there's a way you would potentially restructure your roster if the playoffs are an 8-team playoff field, a 6-team playoff field, a 4-team playoff. Do you have to wait and see? Because if they expand the playoff field, maybe the Yankees have to do something different with their roster.
The do
8 per league. Excuse me. There's people got confused by that. 8 and 8 per league.
Let me go back to the do things like the Rays do things first, right? Boone tries to. Like, he tries to do what Cash does. He tries. The analytics is the backbone of the freaking franchise right now. But yeah, do what the Rays do. Get your players to play like they freaking want to win. Get guys to steal. Get guys to leg it out. Get guys to do all these things. Like, the one thing the Rays seem to have that the Yankees don't is a we mentality. The Yankees, like, as good as Judge is, as humble as he plays and everything, that team's still a bunch of me's. Like, it's still a bunch of guys who they're going to do what they do. When Randy Arozarena is now in his second year and is somehow going to win Rookie of the Year, chump, is stealing home. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's what you want. You want the dudes digging. You want, when's the last time? And granted, there's a bigger microscope on the New York Yankees. When's the last time you heard about a Rays player dogging it to first?
Never.
There's just something. There's just, and that's why, as much as I love Boone, as much as I love Cash, maybe it's not the body of the snake, maybe it's the head of the snake that needs to be lobbed off. Or something where Hal Steinbrenner maybe channels his inner George Steinbrenner, lights a fire under everybody's ass, and losing in the postseason is unacceptable.
If the boss is in charge now, changes already would have been made because of the expectations with that franchise. But that's not what happens now in 2021. Boone might have been criticized and taken out before. Here's the other interesting part about the Boone thing. We have never had if they had Girardi, things could be different conversation. Because Boone has been given some outs because of injuries of the past and everything. Cashman's been given outs because of situations that happened with players that they brought in. Now they had the season to prove it. 2021 is the prove it season. They went up and down and up and down. That it looks as if right now, where we sit, 2022 is going to be another prove-it season, but what are the changes that are going to have to be made? It's a wait and see. I wish I gave you like a really strong, they need a center fielder, they need a third pitcher, they need a bull. It's a wait and see approach for this Yankee team. Once they figure out how big the playoffs are going to be, they're going to restructure their roster according to that.
I'm sorry, I was distracted. I got a message from Corey from Greenwich.
So did I. My phone was on.
Yeah.
Unprofessional. Oh, my God.
It's hard to see because of the glare. He's at the farmer's market dressed like a cow. That's happening. That's a thing. He's dressed like a cow at the farmer's market. He also says, "Hi guys, go blue." We're definitely gonna talk some college football. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's part of the problem. So like, there was a part of me this year that thought I was able to lay back and not be as upset about the Yankees because I wasn't doing the radio show every day, right? And then we started doing this 2, 3, 4 times a week. And I still wasn't as upset. And I was thinking to myself, like, what's going on? Do I not love the Yankees? Do I not love baseball the way I used to? Is it sports? Is it this? Obviously I have other distractions. But I've been a Yankees fan since I was born. And I've always lived and died by every win and loss. And this year I just didn't have that pain when they lost. A little bit of joy when they won. I started thinking about it. Neither did they. And I think that was the problem. When you're struggling and Boone's coming out, we're gonna figure it. It'll be fine. It's fine. And then they win 13. He's like, yeah, it's fine. And then they lose 13 or 15. It's fine. No, it's not. It's not freaking fine, dude. It's not. Like, somebody's got to light fires in that room. That's all there is to it. I don't know if it's a player. I don't know if it's like I don't even care who it is. Like some guy who's not even good anymore, but he's gonna come in and he's gonna get everybody, rowing the boat in the same direction.
Somebody needs to have something to prove. Maybe Beltran
or somebody who's already done it. Well, that's an interesting one too, because that's the biggest question. So if you're the Yankees, right, and you do decide to move on from Aaron Boone, because I don't think Cashman's going anywhere. Like, he and Hal Steinbrenner are brothers. Like, they I don't know if they did the whole pocket knife cut and spit in it and shake hands and then go see a dead body or something, but like, they're brothers. So and again, the roster's always there. If you're Hal, do you have the guts to tell your stepbrother, I'm going to bring in a manager who's going to challenge you? And if you're Cashman, are you man enough to challenge yourself and bring in a manager who's going to challenge you? Like a Beltran, he's worked with you, who he is, but also he could not be the Mets manager. So if you're going to have anybody you want, if it's not Boone, play those cards close to your vest and pull the trigger fast, because Cohen's sitting there going, nope, mine. Nope, mine.
Does that have to also do with the potential success of the Rays? If the Rays get bumped earlier in the postseason, are they less likely to be aggressive? I feel like no. I feel like
I don't know but here's the thing: like, you've lost to the Rays, who you now hate. You've lost to the Red Sox, who you've always hated. What's going to make you aggressive? Like, what is it? Is it honestly? There's only one thing that would make them aggressive, and none of us have the guts to do it. Not you, us, Yankees fans. None of us have the guts to do it. Don't go to a game.
Oh man!
Don't go to a game. Don't buy a ticket. Don't go to a game. That's the only thing. And I got to tell you, it's scary, but it's the only thing. Look at the Knicks. For years, the Knicks were fine with sucking, because you know what? MSG sells out. Doesn't matter. Making money. Don't go to a game. Watch Hal turn into George overnight when you with 5,000 people at a Yankees-Sox game. Watch it. Start putting up Rays numbers until they get their act together. Watch how quick George starts popping out of the eyeballs of Hal.
That's totally spot on, and I'm going to move that to another spot too. Like, New York fans, it feels like in particular, Yankee fan and Met fan, when the season ends for that New York team, they start moving like other sports fans do to other sports that are in the fall, like football and soon basketball and hockey are going to get underway. Do you feel, and I know I've asked you this question like within the last 2 years as well, especially this postseason, are we set up for a boring MLB postseason? The fun stories like the Blue Jays aren't in it, and they could have been fun with the young prospects. The Seattle Mariners would have been the great underdog story. We get the Dodgers and Giants that are very much left coast teams. The Brewers and Braves have been there before. The Astros are cheaters. The White Sox are getting pounded right now. The Yankee fans don't want to root for the Red Sox. That's the postseason. Like, I don't know what New York sports fan likes about the Major League Baseball 2021 slate. Nice.
Chad from the Hideaway. By the way, guy owns the Hideaway. He's out here cleaning off ketchup bottles. I'd love to pick on him right now, but he's a good dude who works his ass off. You should definitely go to the Hideaway. It's that kind of attention to detail that makes it a great place. He said the Giants because of Mike Talkman, Braves because of Ian Anderson. There's things out there. But again, the when I left Hooters Tuesday night, baseball's over for me, man. That was it. I'll tell you what, man. Baseball's over, man. Knock on wood if you're with me. I shouldn't quote him.
I feel like you just set your own self up there for a segue into a story. If you want to do that now, or you want to wait. I don't know.
I was thinking before we do that, I would I would say hi to my good friend Cindy Lou. She's out. She's watching. Happy football day, Cindy. Love you. She's definitely always around, and we appreciate her. You want to do Gruden first?
I don't. I don't.
I mean, we get it out of the way. We get a little Gruden out of the way. Levack and Goz live from the Hideaway at Saratoga Lake Golf Club. We're out on the big patio. There's a golf tournament going through here right now. So like while people are coming up and getting their burgers, chicken sandwiches, their these tomato drinks that seem to be really good. Derby made them a little extra spicy today. We could say hi to them, and then they all look at us and go, "Oh, you were those guys on the radio, huh?" Yeah. And then one will hand the other guy $1 and go, "I told you he was fat." And then and that's it. So there you go.
believe what part of that story actually came true a few minutes ago.
It's pretty much for the most part. A lot of it's rooted in honesty. Before I tell you about John Gruden losing sleep, let me tell you why I don't lose sleep. The Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa with my good friend Dr. Fred Dreer. 518-885-6185. 518-885-6185. I religiously see people complaining about their significant other snoring on Facebook, Twitter, this, that, the other thing. One of our good friends, she will remain nameless, posted the other day like how much sleeping next to someone you love like reduces stress, this, that, and the other thing, ... unless they're snoring, and then tagged her husband in it. And I just went in there. I was like, Integrative Sleep Center, Boston Spa, 518-885-6185. Like, oh, but I hate the machines. I just saw they got recalled and stuff like that. Yeah, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about mouthpieces. Mouthpiece made for you. They keep it clean. They get it up, easy clean, travel with, the whole nine. 518-885-6185. Dr. Fred Dreer, Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. I did the at-home sleep study. If you added up all the times I stopped breathing over the course of one evening, it was like 12 minutes an hour. Now I'm down to like 1.5. My snoring is so reduced that now if I fall asleep without the mouthpiece in, my child will kick the door down like the DEA and tell me to put it in. So 518-885-6185. Make sure you call Dr. Fred Dreer in the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa to help me sleep better. They'll help you sleep better too. So John Gruden's in the news. You see this? Did you hear about this?
I did. I thought it was fake initially. I thought this was an Onion fake story.
We're live at the Hideaway. Go to hideawaysaratoga.com. Check out the website. You see the menu. Sign up for the Fall Festival Golf Tournament next weekend. So I instantly write it off the second I see it's from like 2011. So if you haven't heard yet, John Gruden, head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, full disclosure, kind of a fan. He wrote an email when he was working for ESPN doing Monday Night Football to the Washington football team. Someone in the Washington football team office. It wasn't his brother yet because his brother wasn't there yet. So whoever he knew there, I don't know if it's Snyder or whoever, in which he's very derogatory about DeMaurice Smith. And we've spoken to DeMaurice Smith.
Love
such a good dude. Like I did not anticipate him being nearly as cool as he was. So all these things I think it's important to say. He wrote something. So I've seen the quote a couple times, but now I've heard it explained a couple different ways. But again, we're talking about a 2011 email to Washington in which he says something about DeMaurice Smith to the effect of his lips are like Michelin tires. And I envision that as a big black lip joke, which is an extremely racist thing to do. He swears that he has always used rubber lips as a way of saying someone's lying. That guy has rubber lips. And he lied so much he had tires for lips. I don't 100% believe that, but I can at least put a little like check on there's a little plausible deniability there.
Have you ever heard that expression before?
Flapping gums was always one I heard. So would it shock me if other people took it to a different possible? Again, it doesn't like I don't hear that and go, oh, oh no, that's tires. That's fine. No, but it does. It puts a little check mark in there. It's 2000. It's even from 2011. The reason you found it is you were looking to see how dirty and despicable the people in Washington were. I'm actually, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I'm more concerned about the fact somebody's dumb enough to put that crap in writing. Like that just shows that's an IQ test right there. But I got to look at what the guy's done and what he's done since 2011. And the fact that this is the first time I've ever heard anything even remotely close to him having any kind of racial tendencies and stuff like that. But again, 2011, I can't take it and just go, oh, well, he wrote an email in 2011 where he said something completely stupid, ignorant, and hateful, and we should cancel him. I can't do it.
Not knowing the true content of why, or the intent, I should say, of why he put that content out there makes me feel as if I have to at least think about what Coach Gruden meant by that. And to that second point you brought up there about him knowing it's in an email, you just think common sense would pop into mind.
That's
And
what
be
I'm saying.
I'm he's much more aware than other coaches of how social media works, how the media works. He's a former member of the media now. If my timeline is adding up here, he was still a coach, then went to media, then went back. So
Yeah, I think he was in the media at this point.
But you would
that's
think
what.
like somebody who is media savvy or
Actually, I can reuse an old one for this. Ray Duds.
I'm looking at this email and how it was just explained by you. I would feel as if Coach Gruden did not mean to take a shot at DeMaurice D. Smith, but
he took a shot at him. He definitely wanted to say,
"Hey." Let me rephrase that: a racial shot.
Okay,
he was not happy the ways in which things were going on with the league, but
isn't that like that's the thing too, right? Like when do you say the dumbest things, right? When you're angry, right? That's when you say the dumbest things. Like, and that's why I always try to do this. This is my barometer. This is how I walk through this thing. When I was most angry, what did I say? And how would you judge me if that was the only thing you knew about me? What I said at that exact moment in time. So then I look at a guy and I go, okay, he said that in that phrase. You don't want to know what I said about you one time. I was very mad. Actually, I don't really have much to say about you. But if you only saw that, okay. But we've seen him. Like he's been in the public eye for what, 30 years? So over that time, we have to look at that too. We can't just go, okay, here's one line from a freaking email when he was pissed off. In the same email, he said, quote, and this is what him referring to the email. He goes, quote, I was in a bad frame of mind, and I called Roger Goodell, and ESPN only says expletive in one of those emails too. They were keeping players and coaches from doing what they love to do in the lockout. So it was during the labor dispute. So he's even going like, dude, just so you know, I wasn't being a racial asshole. I was just being an asshole.
That's right. That's clear enough. Also, isn't it amazing to remember an email you sent 10 years ago? That out loud.
Well, that's what he said in the very beginning. He's like, guys, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't. But then he did say, he goes, 100%. Rubber lips. That's something we usually said about people who lie. They lie so much they can't control it. Whatever. Again, 2011. We've seen this guy. And I love like every Raider fan, because obviously like a lot of those, we have the same Twitter followings and stuff. They're finding pictures of him hugging black players. Like he hugged this guy, he hugged that guy. Oh, he's not racist. He hugged that guy. Okay, but that doesn't. Yeah, I know a lot of people who don't like me that I made a lot of money for, that you can find pictures of them hugging me. Yeah. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, talked to a couple last week.
The most important part about Coach Gruden is now how the players react to it, because this is potentially a way in which you could lose the locker room respect from your players. If that's where this turns, then the Raiders will make a decision. The answer to that may come as soon as this game this upcoming week or throughout the season. That's what we'll find out in the future.
Let's be real. Lose to the Bears, we got a problem. Mm-hmm. By the way, speaking of the Bears, where's John? Where's Bears fan John? I thought he was on the show this week.
Is he waiting for the NFL talk? Maybe he's watching, because he watches.
He sits on his phone. He watches up at the bar inside the Hideaway.
We'll get to the NFL talk a little bit, John. So that's what you're doing.
Or if you want to jump on next Monday, whatever. I don't care. You want to bet. We both picked the Lions. He picked the Bears. He said he's still going to donate to charities.
Very cool.
Very cool stuff. But this Gruden thing is just if it's a distraction, it's a problem. If the players don't love him anymore, it's a problem. That's going to be the thing. That's going to be how realistically, if you really want to assess whether or not John Gruden is a racist, you now watch and see what the players do. If someone comes out on his behalf, you're good. If a bunch of guys start coming out going, I knew it all along. That's why he drafted Colton Miller. That's why he did this. That's why and they're actual guys that you respect in the community that are part of that team. Then you got to take a deeper look at them. But one email from 2011. I'm willing to bet that you can find something I've written somewhere or said somewhere that could be way worse than anything he said.
Oh, man. Hey.
Oh, I don't even get a shake? Oh, wow. Eric from iCryo's here, and I don't even get a shake? I don't even get a shake. Eric and iCryo comes over to Goz. He's like, oh, what's up, Goz? He's like hugging him. He's like, here's my birth certificate. Let's be best friends. I reach my hand out, and Eric from iCryo gives me the cold shoulder. I cryo cold shoulders for everyone.
That's called the plug right there. He was. The private jet arrived from Florida for you. You'll be good, man, as always.
By the way, I cryo. Very cool place.
That's right.
Actually, the best part about knowing Eric from my cryo was when Antonio Brown a while back when he's like, he goes in and he gives himself frostbite on the bottom of his feet because of that. And we're like, but we didn't do that. And we called Eric, and Eric's like, because you got to wear socks, idiots. like, there's a reason I walk you through the safety protocols when you get here. Like, it's one of those random moments where you like are friends with someone and they can 100% help you smell crap in a bad story across the country. All right, I've had enough of the Gruden talk. If you have,
how about this? Let's talk about our friends over at Mohawk Honda. Mohawk,
I would love to.
With your head to the tailgates this fall, big time sporting
John
events.
said he'll be over soon. Maybe he's riding over in a Mohawk Honda.
Look at that! You can do that thanks to Mohawk Honda. I love my Pilot. You love the Mohawk family.
Love it.
Levack, you and I will be broadcasting live from Mohawk Honda in Glenville, 3:00 on Friday, October 22nd. So come join us. For
Hey, Jared, those are nice shorts. Do they make them for men?
Honda will continue to help you take advantage of the Kelly Blue Book offer going on right now, where you can trade in your vehicle and get a new vehicle, whether you're looking for pre-owned or new. The staff there, shout out to our guy Greg Johnson, Cam McKenna, the VIP man, hot sauce, and more. Just walk in, they'll talk to you about exactly what you're looking for.
If my Raiders lose to your Bears, you'll catch me in the corner crying into a friggin' Bloody Mary. Yeah.
Wherever you're listening across upstate New York, make the drive to Glenville, New York. Mohawk
You'll be picking up my tab.
Where they always go out of their way to please you. Again, Friday, October 22nd, Levack and I are broadcasting live, seeing all our pals over at Mohawk Honda again later this month.
I love it. Actually, yeah, so the Mohawk family, the Harridans and everyone, Andy Gouch and all those, I got a check engine light pops up in my truck. So I'm like, do I freak out? It's not blinking. What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, the kid pulls in the driveway and she hits the brakes and I hear, I'm like, okay, that's more important. And just took care, just got me all set up. So next week, both of the Levack vehicles will roll into the Mohawk Drive. Our guy Travis, who we've always known through Honda, and now he's helping out over at the Chevy store and everything. Just making sure everything goes right.
Are you shocked mine's also gonna be rolling in because I got the maintenance light to come up and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. And then I saw oil life less than 10%. Ooh, I feel like that's got to be
the fact that you're listening to it is kind of impressive.
Yeah, figured it out.
I knew I was gonna get hit. That's why. So,
hey, thanks,
Jared, you can come over here so everybody can see these wonderful shorts. By the way, can you not? Don't point that at me. Don't point that. Hold on. Let me see. There you go. There's Jared. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. They're like a cheap motel. There's no ballroom. That's what right there. That's a dad joke for anyone if they want it. They can use that one. All right, so there's
you two are on the same team? You two?
You guys know each other? That makes so much sense. Woo! All right, let's do a show. Woo! Oh, here you go. Eric Icro.
That wasn't water, was it?
Bears victory today?
Oh, yeah, you're gone. Off the camera. Oh, yeah, on a stretcher. No. Justin Fields going to be calling you for some, maintenance after all the hits Max Crosby puts on him today. He's going to be like, Eric, can I get in a tube? Eric, that Batman with 2 X's in there kept hitting me.
I can't wait. Double down on the Bears bet. I can do another Bears bet. No, okay.
Listen, we gave John a show, and he's not even showing up. John, that's the biggest league. We got big league like a son of a gun by John. So, man, that stung. That stung a little bit. All right, what do you want to do?
You want to talk a little college football?
Let's do an update on the Jets real quick.
All right, update.
About less than 10 minutes left in the fourth. The Jets are trailing 20-9 to the Atlanta Falcons. We got a lot of Falcons fans here today. Listen, it's a true testament to your fandom of the Jets when you rock the Wayne Cravett jersey like Chad does. It's true. True testament right there. That's my guy. That's our guy. We love him. That's our host, everyone. That's the guy. Round of applause across the interwebs. Wayne. There it is. Yeah, round of applause across. Come on for Chad. Put up Chad. Chad. All right. That should be good for another free Bloody Mary. All right, so
an interesting day in the world of college athletics yesterday, the college football gridiron.
Yeah, 20-9. The Jets are losing. They've played better. They played better. All right, college football.
Want to start local here with UAlbany and Syracuse?
Yeah, let's start with UA.
Okay.
So first off, they have a COVID issue, so they don't have all their guys. Kind of I thought they were gonna. That was gonna be the win, though.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna go out there, shorthanded, and just handle business, and then we were all gonna go, that's who they are. And to be honest with you, that's what they did in the first half. Like it sucks because that we love the undercuffler.
He's one of, you know what? I don't want to rank this because it's weird, but if you want to talk about some of our favorite local athletes at the college level the last 6 years, you and I have been working together. Undercuffler, him and Joe Cremo are probably 1-2 somewhere on that list.
They're like my children.
I know.
I love them all equally.
But they're in there. They're in the mix of our favorite.
They're definitely up there. They definitely are. But you know what? It's just one of those things where you look at and when you look at Jeff Undercuffler, he's a quarterback. What is he? 6'6", 6'7"? I don't even have it in front of me. Probably 210 now. He's put on some muscle and everything. Joey Carino is coming for you. This kid he's what, 5'11", $190 is what he's listed as. So if you're 5'11", $190 on ESPN, what are you in real world?
5'8.5", 170.
We're gonna talk to Joey. We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
But Joey's got like a skill set that kind of fits what you're doing. 17 to 27, 244 yards, two touchdowns in the air. He's 63% completion percentage. He's a gamer, man. He does a lot of really cool things on the field, and there's an electricity around him at this moment. 14 carries, 27 yards, ran for 8 on 1. He's got a little bit of there's definitely like a relationship with him and Oda Coven already. But I can also see a scenario where this lights a little fire under Undercuffler's butt because he hasn't looked like himself. Like he looks apprehensive. Like he's taking the shorter throw instead of the longer throw. He's like there was a couple times on the sideline, the only home game, by the way, the only 0-5, yes, that sucks. One home game so far. You played one game at home.
That's it.
In five games. He just like there was this like somebody looked at me and go, what was he doing? That's not Jeff. Like, and I thought they were talking about me, and I was like, what? I don't know. I screw up all the time. What do you want?
I'm doing my best.
Right. I'm doing what I can. But it's just I think there's like taking a step back for a week or so could help him too. But Joey Carino's fun. Eric Hanneman, who we used to work with, we love Eric. He works over at New CL 13 now, and that radio station that Goz won't mention on the air. He's wanted Joey Carino to play for a while.
All right, so there's a lot to that at the end, right? Like
Mo for 126 yards.
Yeah, good for Carl Mofor. We like him as well. The problem with the Undercuffler situation at quarterback for UAlbany is that they were just so bad on offense. There's no other way to say it. The offensive line wasn't good. The wide receivers weren't getting open. It was a mess for those first 3 to 4 games, and we called them out on the show too. Like as much as Joe Davis, the offensive coordinator, guys hung out with us here at the Hideaway, Coach Gattuso. They had to figure out a way to get the offense to get something to get going. We go back to the Yankee conversation we had earlier in the show today, where if you're a Yankee fan, you look at the roster and say, what can you fix to get better? The UAlbany one's far easier to say, okay, let's get a new spark on the offense. Let's see what Carino can do and see if he can make plays. And as much as it pains me as a fan of Jeff Undercuffler, that was the right decision. They put in a new quarterback with a new arm. You mentioned Undercuffler's comparison to 2019 to 2021, and even 2020. You can toss in, I should say, spring of 2021. That always gets confusing. Without Juwan Green, he doesn't look like the same quarterback. Without some of these targets on the outside, he doesn't look the same. So the UAlbany coaching staff had to make a decision they thought was best for the program. And of all the games we've evaluated for the Great Danes, the first 5 games of the season, this is the best they've looked. This is the best the offenses look. And if they do,
as much as I love all our guys at UA, I'm curious how much COVID helped them make that tough decision. I don't know. You can't say it. Like like Coach Gattuso can't roll out and go, well, Undercuffler's got COVID, so we're going with Carino today. Like it's against the law. Like, you know what I mean?
According to Mark Singlace, some people did not travel.
He did travel and dress for the game.
So there you go. He did travel and dress for the game. But if UAlbany scores and they got the ball late, they're driving on William and Mary. If they punch it in, we saw this was the theme of the college football weekend, that if they had scored, Coach Gattuso could have gone for 2. On the road, from behind, backup quarterback. It would have been a whole different situation if they're able to punch that touchdown in late. And we're talking about the spark of the season the Great Danes need. But unfortunately, they're 0-5, and it's going to be more controversy heading to later this month than excitement for UAlbany fans.
Yeah, but here's the deal, though, right? So you got a home game coming up. You're playing Saturday at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium, Bob Ford Field. It's still worth going to. Like, no matter what we're talking about here, this is a team. These are our guys, right? These are our guys. They're ours. And I love that you brought up what I said about the Yankees. Like, how do you make them better? Because I was thinking on the way here, and you and I have a very unique perspective of the UAlbany football team. We've had the opportunity to watch this thing happen over the last. When did you get to market? What are we talking about?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
So we've seen, and I've always wished I'm not talented enough. Maybe I'll have Lindsay over in my office. Lindsay White's my media director. We call her Arts and Crafts over at the Empire. Maybe I'll have her do it. I would love to take the shadow of each year. So like 2015, the shadow of the size of each player, right? And then behind them, put the shadow of the size of each player for 2016. If you took the shadow of the size of the guys when you got to the market 2015, and then put the shadow of the guys from this year, the size, the speed, the skill, the guys who are transferring from power conferences, like you've got dudes from Maryland come to play for Gattuso. You know what I mean? Like these are things
Miami,
that are happening.
Penn State,
Yes. So it's. I'm glad you said it simply because I was thinking, like, how do you make it better? What do you do? I think this year is one of those years where you look at it and you watch them fight it out. You watch them fight it out. Like if you're sitting here on the 16th and you come to the homecoming game, which is going to be insane. It's going to be a ton of fun. Guy on the field, a ton and fun. True story. You're going to love it. And if it's Villanova, it's Villa freaking Nova, man. So you get a chance to watch UAlbany play against Villanova, Bob Ford Field. This is a nationally respected program. They go out there and they get this done, or they just go out there and fight their asses off, and we're on our way. We could be on our way. Speaking of on our way, it's like he walked out and he queued it up. We've got a 2-yard rushing touchdown from Michael Carter with a 2-point conversion, Zach Wilson to Jamison Crowder, and the New York Football Jets are in this thing.
Ooh,
they are now in this Bad Bear in London, as it is still the fourth quarter. Clock is ticking, but it's 2017 Hotlanta versus the New York Jets.
The Jets are no longer rubbish. Big Ben is not hit quite yet.
Ted Lasso's got him believing. That's what I've heard. That's what I understand. Ted Lasso's got him believing. Did you watch this season yet? You see the whole thing? Second season?
All right.
It ends strong. It was this second season kind of lulled me a little bit, but it ends strong. It ends very strong. You'll like it. Ted Lasso, Apple. It's a great
I've
show.
not started yet. I'm upset. It's harder to watch TV shows.
They're only like 30, 40 minutes a piece, man.
I'll do my best.
I'm telling you, you'll love it more than anybody. Yeah.
All right. That's going to work for me then.
A little feel good, and it sneaks in a little like, oh, heartstrings. It's good.
Oh,
that
word right there, heartstrings. You know? It's how I felt the last 2 weeks of college football, Levack. My beloved Syracuse Orange. What are they doing to me?
They did so good yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
I bet them with the points.
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, Syracuse football has lost on the last play of the game.
How many, honestly, thinking back, again, since 2015, I think this is the most I've been on your side wager-wise ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Ever. They just make sense on a lot of plays. Now, obviously, the last time I really liked them was against Liberty. Slightly different outcome. But you guys fought your asses off and almost got it done.
So the Syracuse season, for those who have been following it maybe from afar,
you should, because it's stinky.
The Rutgers game, they're a Dino Babers personal foul call away from maybe beating Rutgers. They beat Liberty as time expires. They lose to Florida State as time expires, both on game-winning field goals from either side. And this one's an overtime game against a top 20 undefeated number one in the conference Wake Forest team where they have the lead. Now, the problem in this game comes down to Dino Babers' decision. You and I are texting about this.
No, not Dino Babers' decision. His lack of a freaking decision. He should have been ready for this thing as it happened. As it happened.
So Syracuse scores the touchdown. It's less than basically a minute to go. And Syracuse is going to go for 2 in the win rather than kick the extra point. They've got a play lined up. Syracuse gets called for a delay a game. They push it back. They knock down the extra point. They eventually lose in overtime. So Coach Babers was going to go for 2 at home after the touchdown. Sean Tucker runs it in off a reception. And I loved it. In similar fashion to Arkansas Ole Miss, where my guy Sam Pittman, turn on that Hideaway. He did the same thing. Syracuse didn't have it happen, though.
You know what the worst thing is? So remember the bust of the Bronx?
Yeah.
Where we're coming back, and we take a bunch of great people. Lynn set it all up with Dunkin' Donuts. Take a bunch of great people in Yankee Stadium. We're riding back, and that was Danny Dimes' coming out party against Tampa Bay,
where they missed the field goal at the end.
Yeah, and the Giants win the game. But on that bus, my favorite part of it is the wave of information, right? So like different people are watching on different streaming services and they're different things and whatever. So like you're watching and then you hear somebody cheer and you're like, you turn around and look, oh, they're wearing blue. All right, something good for the Giants is coming. Like so we're at this point. So it's you, me, and Boston Dan in a text chain talking about the Syracuse game because I talked Boston Dan into to making a couple wagers last night. Now, obviously, I would never wager on a New York school in New York State. I'd call somebody in New Jersey, have them do it for me. So I was with you. I was on Q's all game. I know what's happening with the 2-point conversion. So it's they look like they're going to run out and kick the kick. Then they're going to go for the 2, and then the time runs out. They're going to have their hosts. So I'm already screaming at my iPad out back smoking a cigar, screaming because I went that far to give you luck. I was out back. I was out in the Yankee spot smoking cigars. And you text, I'm glad he's going for the win here. And I'm like, oh, he don't know yet.
He's a little behind.
He don't know. So I part of me was like I almost went like Southern mom and like, oh, sweetie, no, you don't know what's coming.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. But what I ended up doing instead was just like pushing the phone away and letting you see it yourself, which I think was the right decision. But man, that hurt. That hurt me knowing that you were about to. I knew you were about to be in mad, and I'm sitting there like, dear God, please tell me that Jordan is going to get the camera on him. Please tell me.
And this stuff too, like it frustrates us as hosts and broadcasters because I may never find out the real reason why they got called for a delay game. Was it that?
No, he didn't know what he wanted to do.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like,
it's one of those things where you got like you're telling me, hey, go left. Somebody's telling me go right, and I'm driving the car. Go left, go right, go right. I've got to know as the guy with the steering wheel what I want to do.
Yep.
And next thing you know, you're riding off the road. That's what he did.
So was it a defensive scheme that Wake Forest came out in? Was it an offensive coordinator giving him an option? Was he just too slow to celebrating the touchdown?
Shouldn't matter. What's your favorite play?
Yep.
What's your favorite play?
Yep.
That's your play. That's what you go with. You go into that game knowing it. Now, here's my question to you because you follow Dino Babers far closer than I do. Do you think this is a mistake he never makes again, or is this another nail in the coffin that could be coming from Mr. Babers?
I feel as if the quarterback change with Schrader could be used as a blame. Like, hey, DeVito's more experienced. He would have known what to do in that spot, even though Schrader's been far better than DeVito. And unfortunately for Tom DeVito, he deserves to be on the bench because Schrader's just like he's deserved to be on the field. So I don't think it's a nail in the coffin for Babers because I've set the expectation for Syracuse as a 1-win team last season that if they can get to 6 wins this season, that's good enough.
That's not what I'm asking you. Does he make that mistake again? Or because if he's going to make that mistake again, you're out. You can't make that was stupid. I would rather you go for it and screw it up.
I would say no. I would say he does not make that mistake again because he says, here's the play. Schrader, you're going to roll right. You're either going to hand it off, throw it, or run it. That's the play. That's the play. You're a good enough athlete. You ran for 180 yards as a quarterback. That's the play. You pick what you want, and you make the decision. So I would
Schrader
hope it's no.
was fun. 160 in the air, 2 touchdowns, 178 on the ground, 1 touchdown, 28-yard rush. He had a 28-yard rush as your quarterback. 24-yard rush. He had a 29-yard pass. So the third longest play for the day for Orange came on the feet of your quarterback. Mm-hmm. The longest came on the arm. But
get me to the Pinstripe Bowl, the Fenway Bowl, something. That's the goal. 6 wins.
Yes, so we'll make Johnstown pay for us to go out. What? Did I say out loud? The rest of the day, Michigan stays undefeated, which that game had me on the edge. There were so many edge of the seat games. So many edge of the seat games. Michigan stays undefeated against a game-ready Nebraska team. Nebraska plays about like that against everybody else because Michigan is basically a deeper, I think a little bigger, maybe more physical version of what you're trying to do right now if you're Nebraska. And Nebraska had the game a couple times, and Michigan just came back and did it, which is something they wouldn't have done in years past. But Nebraska's got to be a little scary to people coming up on their menu.
Cornhusker fan hates this, but they're just a few players away. They're just another recruiting class away.
And Frost has them headed in the right direction. Yes. Like, if you're giving up on Frost right now is a mistake.
Yeah, he's just a few players away.
Him. Oh, I freaking hate him.
Yeah, you texted me that, and I didn't get the reason why. Just because he was beating Michigan or keeping it close. Why didn't you
just his attitude and everything as he's doing it? Like, Frost is the perfect example of Nebraska's coach. Perfect example of the guy that when he's on your side, you love him, but he's against you, you hate him. him. Like guttural hate. Like just like every time they showed his stupid face, I was just like, ooh. I was bad.
So many.
Oh, what's up? John's finally showing up. Look at his side to show up to work.
Ole Miss and Arkansas is incredible. Iowa and Penn State. Penn State's quarterback Clifford gets hurt. Iowa's able to come back and win that game.
You doing the pick'em with us? Is that what you're doing? All right, John's gonna join us for the pick'em coming up in like a couple minutes.
And how about this? The biggest storyline of the weekend we haven't mentioned. You said this, Levack. To your credit, you said this in August when we did our college football preview show. Yep. You said at some point Texas A&M is going to jump up and beat Alabama again. And sure enough, an unranked, super unimpressive.
Did you bring my 30 rack?
I did not.
What?
It's not settled yet, but it doesn't look good.
What do you have?
I had Ohio State, Bama in the field to win the national championship.
I had the field.
I'm sorry, Ohio State, Syracuse, and Alabama.
Yeah. And I have everyone else.
That's I have everyone else in that way. And Georgia should be the number one team in the country, or Iowa. They're going to battle for that spot now. But when Bama goes down, we are going to get more than likely a college football playoff this January or December, whenever they decide to kick off this year, without Bama, Ohio State, and Clemson.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, that would be so much fun. And like, I mean, it would be, I can't wait. Oh, just new. I like new. I've heard people debating this is why we need to go to 8 right now, is because to keep them in it. They'll find their way into it if they're going to get into it for the 4. Like they're going to get the benefit of the doubt on votes. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt on a lot of those things. But like, so right now, Georgia. So all right, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. One you're going to get really weird about. Right now, top 5 teams in the country. When the poll comes out, what do you think it's going to be?
Oh, okay. So not what I think I would rank for my top 5.
But I mean, you might as well right now because it's better.
Okay.
So
let's do it.
You got to go Georgia 1, right?
Barely. Like, there's a chance I could flip it next week with Iowa and Georgia again. Georgia would be 1. Iowa would be 2. Cincinnati is now up to 3. Cincinnati is now 3 after they destroyed Temple and they're undefeated. I have them right around 5 to 6. So Cincinnati's 3. Oklahoma's 4, even though they've beaten Texas. And is Texas back? No.
Same text chain. Boston Dan, guys, Texas is back for me. Nope, Texas is gone. Nope, Texas back again. Texas is gone. John, you got to get yourself a chair, though. You got to bring a chair over.
I would have Texas.
You got to scooch over here. Let John in.
So I have Oklahoma at 4.
Okay.
And I'd have to really consider 5. But 5 is probably now a discussion between Michigan and Michigan State as the 5th best team in the country. Unless I miss somebody, but I feel like we're talking about
I would rather it be Michigan State. I would rather Michigan State leapfrog Michigan right now because I think that's what keeps Michigan moving forward. And then it's on. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if Michigan gets number 5 right now, they're primed for a letdown. Just knowing. And again, this team is completely counterculture to what Harbaugh's like given us in the past. Notre Dame. I'm sorry. So you got Northwestern. You should beat Northwestern. You can be a heavy favorite go to Northwestern. But I want Michigan State 1 game ahead of Michigan right up until the 30th, right up until Halloween weekend, because that's when they play. And Sparty hosted in East Lansing. Oh my God.
It's going to be such a great game.
Harbaugh walks in there. Because again, think about how big of this win is, right? You go on the road to Wisconsin. I thought you lose that game. I really did. You go on the road. Then you get a week. You go on the road to Nebraska. The black shirt defense and the way they're playing. So everybody looks at the first game against the Illinois that kicked their ass. They look like crap, but that's not a team. Nebraska's scary.
Every sports book picked against Michigan back-to-back matchups.
Yes. And the reason I didn't, I bet $5 at Rivers on Michigan 2 weeks in a row. 5 because I have to bet on my team because it makes the game more fun for me. But I was sure they were going to lose. Ask me how much I bet on Michigan the other 3 games.
How much did you bet on Michigan?
Way more than 5. Way more than 5. But here's the best part. You know how much I love Michigan, right?
Yes.
And it didn't matter. Not the biggest game in my office. Because my media director, my assistant, Lindsay Whites, goes to Virginia Tech. My director of sales, Hobart's own, Matt Woods, big Notre Dame fan, right? Notre Dame goes to Blacksburg to play Virginia Tech. You got the Enter Sandman happening. You got the whole 9 going on. All of it. So I'm you know me, I'm in the corner going, punch, fight, fight, go. And they were going, it was getting more and more fun as it went, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm gonna move the camera because John's joining us. John won the bet last week, and John is now on the show for the rest of the day. It's weird. I might have to bring a table over and push this thing back farther.
There you go.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell this story, and then you're gonna do something, and then I'm gonna go grab a table, and I'm gonna move this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through I'm gonna through top 5 again one more time because of how good of college football.
But no, I'm just so I want to tell you this real quick though. So Notre Dame, I'm all in on Notre Dame. I thought Notre Dame was the play. Because of the spread, I thought Notre Dame should have been. I thought they should have been heavy dogs. To be honest with you, 3, maybe 4 points, because Virginia Tech's healthier, Enter Sandman, all the crap. I say that out loud. Matt Woods, director of sales, Notre Dame fan, gives 6 reasons why Notre Dame's going to annihilate Virginia Tech. Mike Korda, owner of Tech East, part owner of the Albany Empire, goes, I think Matt Woods may know more than you, Levack, when it comes to football. And I said, fine. So when you bet Notre Dame and they lose, it's Woods' fault, not mine. I will tell you that halfway through the game, Mike Korda told me how much he was betting on Notre Dame. It was more than I would have. We'll just go there. So now I'm sweating for Notre Dame. I got 50 on it. I'm like, yeah, let's go Irish, because I picked it. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I've won a little bit. I've lost a little bit. I did okay. Now I'm sweating. Now I'm nervous. He starts texting me about how stupid I am. And I'm like, no, Matt Woods is stupid. Notre Dame pulls it out. And you know what he writes back? Not that I'm okay. Matt Woods is a genius. So
that Hobart education paid off.
The Hobart education paid off. But yeah, so I'm like, I don't even have that much on the game, and I'm stressed out. I don't have that much on the game, I'm stressed out. All right, let me grab this.
Yeah, I got you. While you do that, I'll talk about our friends over at Johnstone Supply in Troy. The colder weather is here. Whether we like it or not, the fall is officially here. Now, you got to make sure that your home is heated properly. You're going through your home, your furnace maybe needs an upgrade. Maybe your air filter needs to be changed. Do you even know who to call for those things? Your spot, Johnstone Supply in Troy on 6th Avenue. For more information about Johnstone Supply in Troy, check out our ticker on our visual side, Levack and Goz, Goz of the Media, where you can find out more about our great friends over there. Shout out to our guy, Tom. How about my guy, George? George has been in the corner of a world champion in boxing, and could we have tied it in any better for his interview than previewing Wilder Fury 3? And that's what the opportunity to do. Now you can do the same. Support what Johnstone Supply in Troy has been doing for decades plus here in the capital region. That's making sure your home is safe, HVAC and more, furnaces, air filters, whatever you need in your home. Walk in 6th Avenue in Troy, Johnstone Supply in Troy. They will help you to make sure as the weather gets colder, your house is heated properly. Give them a call. Follow them on Facebook as well. All the different ways where you can connect to make sure you're good to go for this fall, winter, and for out the entire 2021.
All right, we pulled the camera back a little bit and it's still wrong. It's still wrong. It's still wrong. I'll figure it out one day.
There we go.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's a trio. Look, I've
done worse.
Here, guys.
All right, it's weird.
Right,
it's a love sandwich.
Somehow I look so small compared to you guys, but when we stand up, we're all the same height.
That's right.
I thought it was a fat joke. I thought that was a fat joke. John Miller, like John, Bears fan, John Daniel, as I see you on a lot of the social media stuff.
It is pronounced Denelli, but
Is it Denelli?
No, that's not right.
That's not how you spell Denelli. D-A-N-I. Here, I'll let everybody see it so they can decide whether or not you
Is this Denelli?
Is that John Denelli? I don't know. I don't agree with it.
Daniels. Everybody always.
I always want to call you Daniels, because now I'm going to call you Denelli. That's what it's going to be. I'm going to do my best. So you won the bet. You're obviously a Bears fan. Yes. You decided that you were willing to put a sizable donation to charity up against me on the show on the game. We were dumb enough to take the bet. So here we are. So here you are. You're on the show. What do you want to do?
Do you want to brag about your Bears first? It's a good victory for Chicago last week over Detroit.
I always make a trip here, especially on Sundays for my beer.
Yep.
And I won that Miller Lite guy. Can't beat that. I was going to bring him, but he's a little heavy to carry around while I'm drinking.
Oh, that's right. You won the jockey. You won the Miller Lite. Yes. And I saw our former intern, Brian Radigan, trying to sell a thing for thousands of dollars. So
yeah, I seen that out at the racetrack.
Yep. Yeah. Push that mic towards his face a little bit. There you go. There it is.
There we go.
All right. Yeah, so here you are. And so are you ready? You want to do picks with us? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we can do picks.
Because you want to win. I do want to do one segment, and it's good you're here because I know you're a sports fan. I do want to talk about what everybody's yelling at me about first, and that's that we're the National Arena League announced. We're going Iron Man, baby.
You want to address this? I know it's been a little weird 24 hours for you on social media.
I'm not scared at all. 27? I didn't even see that. When did Atlanta score again?
Hopefully it was Patterson.
Mike
He's in my
Davis, 3-yard
fantasy.
rush. It is 27-17. Not much time left. 33 seconds. So here's the deal. Owners meetings. I told you there's going to be news coming out about the National Arena League. We're going Ironman. Ironman rules state. Everybody except for 2 specialists on offense and defense has to play both ways of football. That's how it works, right? Everyone that I thought would freak out, freaked out. Everyone I thought would money. We haven't said what the money is yet. The money's in the contracts. We don't talk about the money publicly. I will tell you the rules have changed since Coach Tom Manaz already said it out there. There isn't a salary cap anymore. So if you're worth it, you're going to get paid it. That's how it works. Yeah. So stop bitching. Prove you're worth it. Prove you can play both ways. Stop flapping your gums. Start running your feet. That's all there is to it.
All right, so that's the President Levack address to people who are complaining about the Ironman thing.
Listen,
I seen that on your Facebook.
Oh my God,
it was lit up.
It was and it's just so funny because everybody's like, "We need this and we need." Okay, nobody's talked to you about that yet. Nobody's in there. Here's the other beauty of it, right? Because the way we have it all set up in the arena of football world, when your season's over, free agent, do what you want. Other teams in our league can't talk to you till November 1st. If you're on the Empire roster. But if you don't like the way we're going to play football, leave. That's all there's to nobody. It's not like we're going to pull up in a freaking black van, blaring Metallica and steal you. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's all there is to it. We're just trying to do something. We're going back to the roots of the league, trying to give everybody something that nobody else is giving them. Ironman football is back, baby. I'm trying. By the way, Chad Dukes, if you're out there, hit me up. I want to have you out there for the first game because you are a South Colony legend. You're an arena football legend. You were tough man for a year. We get Chad Dukes. I want Chad Dukes out there tossing the coin for the first game. That's what I want. Chad Dukes, hit me up. It's Levack at AlbanyEmpire.com.
An open invite, and I think for the fans of this is going to be a fun balance of young football fans and old school football fans. Because old school football fan, this was a given, like you mentioned, the old indoor football situation. This is when it happened. Everyone played both ways. If you're an older football fan, you're used to players playing both ways. And I say the new school younger fan, if you play Pop Warner or young football or maybe like below the high school level or a smaller school to high school, this is what everybody does. Like this is a part of football that has just kind of gone away with specialty positions over the last 15 to 20 years.
And that's the thing. There's two exemptions on both sides of the ball, right? So if you're that freaking good, if you're that freaking good at linebacker and that freaking good at wide receiver, but you don't want to play the other way, you get one of the exemptions. Obviously, quarterbacks are almost always going to get the exemption. But imagine if, I can't say this 100% because I don't know what's in sign and whatever. Coach Tom Manaz does the actual team roster. I do the front office stuff. David Bendel could do either. He quarterback, corner, whatever. Nobody's outrunning him. Nobody's outwanting him. So that's it. I just wanted to put it out there. Ironman's back, baby. NAL is going to play it. Albany Empire. We're thrilled about it. We have the only coach in the league who's coached it before. So we feel like we have an advantage. We're going to win. All right. Speaking of winning, John, you ready to make picks?
Oh, yeah.
I like doing the idea. You have your flashlights on your phone. How many Miller Lights you had?
What?
How many Miller Lights you had so far?
That's my second.
He had to think about it. You lying.
Maybe third. I had energy drink too. So.
What day is it? All right. So again, your Bears won. So here we go. You're gonna keep track of this?
Yes, I'm gonna keep track of this. So because I had my best week, and by best week I mean I finally had a winning record after 4 weeks of doing NFL games. Levack had, I think, your worst week so far this year, but
last week was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, I was actually that. But John, you have an opportunity here to have a winning record and maybe beat both of us in these picks. So we'll see. We're picking with the spread, by the way.
Picker.
With the spread? Oh, okay. Nah.
Don't worry. Levack will set it up for you. Don't you worry.
I'll give you the spread if you want to adjust. Okay. And then Goz goes back and listens to it and writes it all down because I'm lazy. But if you want to adjust to it, we can. So we're all going to work off the same spread. I got it from Vegas Insider.com. And let's go ahead. Let's run through these. It's time for the picks. And you mentioned I went 6-9.
Nice.
But 3-1 with my locks. You went 2-2 with your locks. You went 8-7. 8-7. I went 6-9. You still have not caught me. I'm just saying how bad you started. First guest picker ever is John Daniel. How is it again? What do we say?
Danelli.
Oh. So Chad's giving us Chad from the Hideaway is giving us the rundown of how this works. So Jets have scored 27-20, 17 seconds left, going for the onside kick. He's calling for Hail Mary, touchdown. Jets win. Jets they go for 2. Or we going for 2? Or we do in your dream scenario?
How's the ball line?
They recovered the ball.
Okay.
They recovered. So that doesn't happen. All right. There's a flag.
Wait a second.
Just to recap, on Thursday, Rams beat the Seahawks 26-17. That was one of my big plays. Russell Wilson is going to be out for a couple weeks, it looks like, with broken fingers. Jets right now battling it out. 20-27. They are trailing to Atlanta across the pond. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, 1:00 games. The Miami Dolphins are going to Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Bucs are laying 11 points with a total of 48. Goz, who you got?
Tampa. I feel good about my Bucs.
You're laying 11.
I feel like they let me down last week. I'm going back on the pirate ship one more time for my Bucs. I was so confident they were going to destroy New England. They did not. I'm going back to my Bucs.
John, who you got?
I got to go with Miami on that one.
11 points is a lot of points. Yeah. I'm with you. I think Miami is going to do exactly what New England did. Maybe not quite as well. You want to run the ball, you want to throw the ball between the 20s, get crazy. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time with it. But once you get into that 20 that red zone, we're going to shut you down, and that is going to be it for you. All right, next game, Philadelphia Eagles at Panthers. Panthers are laying 2.5 points. John, who you got? You got the Panthers at home laying 2.5. Or are you taking the Eagles?
Taking Panthers on that one, definitely.
Panthers laying 2.5. John's in.
Oh, man, this Panther team, I felt so good about them last week. I think you did as well against that Dallas Cowboy matchup. A lot of people like that play. Dallas showed how good they were. Philadelphia, the Jalen Hurts Eagle team is just crashing since early in September, man. I'm going to go with Carolina as well. They've just played better football through the first 4 weeks of the season than Philly has.
So I just want to be clear about something, right? Carolina, minus 2.5. It's one of my locks.
Ooh.
Miami, plus 11. It's one of my locks. Two of my locks are out. Out of the gates, my locks are 2 of them. I only got 2 left. Listen, here's how this works. Carolina's the better team. Philadelphia has shown me some things. I think that Nick Sirianni could end up being a very good head coach. Right now, he's making some stupid mistakes, doing some dumb things, but they're growing pains. They're going to be a good team. They're going to shock some people. This ain't the week. This ain't the week they're going to do it. New Orleans Saints minus 2.5 at the Washington football team. The total is 43.5. I think Washington's kind of figuring it out. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to roll with the football team. I'm going to take the 2.5 points. Saints are trying to be this like downhill running team all of a sudden. They're trying to do like different kind of running stuff instead of throw the ball, which is an indictment probably to Jameis Winston. But for me personally, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab the football team. How about you guys?
I feel like I want to stay away from these teams for the entire season. I've been so off on both these teams, and Winston is a big part of that. I did get the Washington pick right last week. So because of me whiffing on New Orleans, hitting Washington, and of course, every single time I bring up Washington, we're going to bring up the defensive line. I'm going to give the football team the edge in this one, and what should be one of the best games in that window today.
John, who you got? You got the New Orleans Saints minus 2.5, or do you
Saints all day?
You're going the favorite road. All right, I like it. All right, so Tennessee Titans minus 4.5 at Jacksonville. 48.5 is the total. John, do you like Tennessee minus 4.5 or Jacksonville and Urban Meyer, who careful, he might grind up on you?
Well, I know Wilson might be able to go see whoever he goes to.
It's definitely reinforced.
Right. I'll go with Tennessee. I mean, the wide receiver core is just disgusting.
And A.J. Brown, like you mentioned, the wide receiver core is so good. A.J. Brown likely to play today. It looks like he's going to give it a run. Well, I don't see a late scratcher, so A.J. Brown, unless Adam Schefter has changed that news because of that situation, I'm with you on the pick. I'll take the Titans. And as you mentioned, Levack, I want to see how the Jags respond to their coach if they just hate Herb and want him out and just go coach USC.
If we hadn't had that whole scenario and Jacksonville was focused on football all week, this might have been one of my locks. I think Tennessee is in a little bit of there's a little downward spiral feel for me in Tennessee. Minus 4.5. You know what? Just like Urban Meyer, I don't let good practices, hygiene, or anything else get in my way. I'm going to go with my pick. I'm going to stay Jacksonville plus 4.5. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 4.5. Detroit Tigers at Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota's laying 10, total of 49.5. I look at this one and I see that 10. I just think it's such a big number considering the fact that Minnesota has not really strung along a lot of greatness. Like, it's a lot of points. Detroit plays their butt off for Dan Campbell. I start leaning towards Detroit. And then I realize that's what they want you to do. That's what they're trying to get you to do. Minnesota -10. I'm laying the hefty points.
I'm taking Minnesota as well, just because the reason you're sitting to my right is because I thought the Lions could do it. Every week we've done picks. Every week we've done. It's the Lions are right there. They're not that bad. I'm done. You're done. You're banned. You've now moved under the Giants and the Jets. Lions, you will not be picked again until I'm proven wrong. It could be this week. I'm taking Minnesota.
What do you got, John?
I'm going with the Lions on this one.
Whoa!
Wow, that's gonna taste like a little vinegar in your mouth right there. Just saying that out loud.
Yeah. Don't like neither one.
You kind of wish an asteroid would hit right in the middle of it, maybe.
Especially, I hate Minnesota a lot more than I hate the Lions. So
it's a hard pick or a head pick?
Head pick.
Head pick. All right, I like it. Man, I got to tell you, this is one of those games I look at. Denver Broncos are laying 1.5. They're going to Pittsburgh. John, let's start with you, my friend.
Pittsburgh. I got a feeling everybody's going to come together and they're just going to let it up like they should.
Pittsburgh from John.
Levack, this is one of my first locks of the week, and you already know what the bet is. I want this to spread on social media. Broncos unders till our eyes bleed. I want you to watch Denver Bronco football and hate what you're watching, and I want you to feel the pain when it's a 21-14 final for Denver, and it hits the under 39.5. I'll take Denver with the points. The lock is this game's going to be the worst to watch, and we're going to bet unders till we lose on the Broncos all season.
You know, it's funny. It's funny the way you said that, because I'm hearing what John was just saying about Minnesota and how he hates them and whatever, and like, you're just one you hate watching Denver football. I've hated Denver football for a long time. Even when I was sitting in their stands, I freaking hated them. TJ Watt's back. The defense is relatively healthy. I know Teddy Two Gloves is going to play a little bit. I think this game is stupid. How in the world is Denver favored over Pitt? I know Roethlisberger sucks, but you're still going to run the football. You're going to play solid defense. Give me Pittsburgh as my other lock. I got one left, but this I'm locking it down. Give me Pitt plus 1.5 at home against Denver. Denver is, what's the word they use? Overrated. The Broncos are not that good. The pass rush is going to get there. It's going to handle it. Chance you see Drew Lock in the second half, and as soon as Drew Lock walks out on that field, this becomes everyone's lock, not just mine. That's all there is to it.
When was Denver actually good?
Denver, well, there's that Peyton thing,
maybe Elway.
Yeah. And I mean, look, if they had a real quarterback and some depth, they'd probably be better, but not this year. Green Bay -3 at Cincinnati, totals 50.5. I almost made this one of my locks. I think Cincinnati's getting their act together. I think if it wasn't for the fact that Aaron Rodgers has burnt me both as somebody who believed in him and as someone who's doubted him, I would probably go in on Cincinnati with this one +3 as like one of my locks. But I'll take Cincinnati +3 right now as my pick.
Ooh, okay. A little upset there for the Bengals. Here's the thing that scares me a little bit about this. I think on paper, if we were picking with no spreads, which we don't, I would take Green Bay straight up. That 3 line, I thought it would have been closer to 6.5. And I get nervous about those lines that in my mind don't make sense. I'm going to go with Green Bay. But this might be one of these games where since he gets on top early and Aaron Rodgers needs a fourth quarter comeback, I'll go with Green Bay, but that line is not what I thought it was going to be.
What do you got?
This is all heart right here. I ain't going with Green Bay. I'll never pick Green Bay to win a game ever.
Why do you hate Green Bay?
Yeah, thanks. Come on. How many times has he burned the Bears with just a Hail Mary?
If you hated every team that burned the Bears, you'd hate 31 NFL teams.
No, not the Jets, not the Raiders.
You'll hate us. You'll hate us later.
I still got a couple hours before I hate you.
Right, you'll hate us later. So you're going with Cincinnati?
Cincinnati
+3. John and I are pretty locked up. You're on an outlier here.
I
so
know,
either John and I are going to kick your ass, or you're going to do really well this week. New England -8 at Houston, total of 39. Two games with a total of 39 this week. If you like Houston, you're getting 8 at home. John, let's start with you. What do you think? Houston?
Yeah.
What, going with the injuries for New England?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There's so many. So
I feel like Lee Corso. And that's so fast. No,
New England and Houston, man, this is a mess. New England did play. Mac Jones is really good. Like, Mac Jones is so good. I'll take the Patriots, but here's what's going to happen every week, I think. I mentioned about these divisional games. I know this is not a divisional game, but Houston is now at the point that every week the number is so big for the Texans. You get tempted to just take them because these numbers are – last week it was 17.5 that they didn't cover, 8.5. We're going to see more double digits with Houston with Davis Mills as the quarterback. Cam Newton, by the way, is still not the quarterback for the Texans, but nonetheless, I will take New England in this game.
So many injuries in New England. Traveling to Houston. 8 points seems like a ton. It almost feels like they're trying to play on like the fans, like just, oh, you love New England and whatever. I can't back Mills, rookie quarterback who doesn't look great against non-Belichick defenses against Belichick. The baby Belichick's gonna have the mullet going, looking like a lizard on the sideline. Like it's yeah. I'm gonna take New England. I'm gonna lay the 8. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with it that way as well. All right, into the 4:00 games. Got a couple left. We're live from the Hideaway. Don't forget about the Fall Festival golf tournament next Sunday. We're gonna all be golfing in it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The Bears at the Raiders. Raiders are laying 5.5 points, total of 45.5. Guys, the only person who I don't know who's going to pick, they're going to pick is you.
Yeah, I feel like this is the easiest one. I got the Raider and the Bear fan. I'm sandwiched in between.
It's a weird sandwich right there. Yeah, nobody's ordering that.
Skinny guy on bottom.
Whoa.
The controversy with Las Vegas is really the interesting part about this game is that how will the Raiders, maybe that's just for broadcasting side of it, of how this team responds to what Gruden did. Maybe they just don't care. Maybe they care a lot. Chicago did play well against Detroit. Detroit made their mistakes, but Justin Fields, it looks to now be the future. Las Vegas can continue the pace. I will go with the team that has impressed me more this season through 4 weeks. That is the Raiders. I will go with the Raiders just because there's still some questions about the rookie quarterback in Chicago.
Right. Plus, we also have Montgomery's out. So
are you taking the Raiders?
No, hell no. How many have you had? The beer monkeys get to you last night?
Not the beer monkeys are very. No, not last night. I drank at home last night. Tuesday they might have found me. Listen, this is a game the Raiders have to win. Like this is just a situation where the Bears are not where the Raiders are in the building process. Like you've got some great players, but you still bring your quarterback along. You have our great player Khalil Mack, who should be back in Vegas. But Raiders need to win this game. Bears want to win this game. I'd rather not lay 5.5. I'd rather leave like 2.5. But obviously,
yeah, I think it's going to come down to the end.
I think
less turnovers.
The only thing I've got like is if somehow, some way that offensive line of the Raiders actually protects today and they can do what they want to do, could be crazy. I think it's also going to tell us what the team thinks about the whole John Gruden email scandal. You know, if they go out there and they play their asses off and they look prepared, they don't care. They go out there and they get smoked by a terrible team like the Chicago Bears and a crap quarterback from a bad school.
All three? We're paying $20 million for a guy to sit on the sideline. Okay, thanks. Appreciate that.
I'll take the Raiders. Cleveland at the Chargers. Chargers are -2.5. Let's go with you, John. Who you got? You got the Chargers -2.5 at home, total of 47, or you got Cleveland?
Going with Chargers.
Going the Chargers, the Los Angeles Superchargers.
The Chargers have looked so good this season too, with Herbert in the discussion. Truly is an MVP candidate a quarter of the way through the season. But this is a classic game, right? The Chargers think they're better than they are. They went out and beat the Chiefs. They went out and beat your Raiders. This is where they get trapped. Cleveland, I'm 4-0 picking you this season, just like Broncos unders, a lock. We take the Browns on the money line, baby. Cleveland in the upset today. Where's my guy Trout? Kevin Stefanski and company beat the Chargers outright.
I think they have 3 today here.
They
at the
beat them outright, Trout. We celebrate.
I'm with you. I think Cleveland's the play. A lot of people are talking about Baker Mayfield's torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder. He's had that. We just now know about it. What I saw in that Raiders-Chargers game, Herbert's awesome, but he gets happy feet and he gets scared. And that was with a Raiders pass rush. That's pretty good, but it ain't Myles Garrett.
Ain't Jadeveon Clowney.
Nope. Ain't Jadeveon Clowney. I think they're going to get after him. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think you're going to see a lot of running. A lot of running from Cleveland. A lot of running from Cleveland. And I think you're going to see a lot of throwing from the Chargers. And I think that's when he's going to get eaten. I can see 5, 6, 7 sacks in this game for the Cleveland front. Give me Cleveland. San Fran at Arizona. Arizona's laying 5 points. You got another rookie quarterback starting this one. And I got to tell you, I think I like it. Give me San Fran to give Arizona their first loss of the season.
Ooh,
no undefeateds after this week. I get to take the 5 points because that's why we play the game. San Fran's going to win this thing. I'll take San Fran +5.
I saw you shaking your head. You disagree?
John, what do you got?
My God, no way. Arizona's just going to whoop them. Just going to whoop them.
All right.
I say they beat them by at least 2 touchdowns.
Whoa. Okay.
Right.
If I have to pick where I am on this between Levack and John, I will say this about the Cardinals. I know I just had the theory about the Chargers.
Kyler Murray's short.
And them falling off. I don't know if Trey Lance is good. Like, look at what we've done so far this season with the rookie quarterbacks. Everybody has struggled. Why do I think Trey Lance, the only one who hasn't actually started because of Garoppolo, is going to be better than any of these guys? I like Arizona, and I lean towards you. I think Arizona beats them by about double digits, but I'll take Arizona with the points and remains the only undefeated team in the NFL for another week.
You may not know if Lance is good, but you know Shanahan is.
I do know
and
that.
You know they're going to run the ball from the wide receiver, the quarterback, the running backs. Like the thing that sucks about this is to have Trey Sermon and not know whether or not you can play him because you don't know who's going to run the damn ball. I have him. All right, Giants at Dallas. This is one of the 4:00 games. Dallas laying 7 points, total of 52.5. Ghazi Bear, where are you going?
I've taken the Cowboys in my survivor pool this week after the Giants' big victory. And I know when you take a divisional matchup in the survivor pool, that can be risky. Corey and Greenwich, stop asking me. That's why I took Dallas. All right, so stop it, Corey. I want to make this a lock, but 7 seems so spot on. We haven't had a push yet this season. Most likely to be a push is this game. I will take the Cowboys in this with my pick, and I think they went outright. I feel good about a survivor play on that one.
John, who you got?
Going with Dallas on this one. Giants are just terrible. I don't even know why they should go back to the 8-man Iron Man League or something. I mean,
wow. Oh, so John's going to go. Listen, this makes me feel even better about this. I love this. I believe it was Agent K in Men in Black who said, people are dumb. A person is smart. People, dumb. Person, smart. Give me the Giants +7. Giants can keep this thing close. Maybe even when Danny Dimes is going to play like he's a man possessed. The only thing that makes me nervous, Giants.
He's still a quarterback?
For whatever reason, the Giants can't stop tight ends. That makes me a little nervous, but I feel good about it. My last lock is coming up. It is the Bills at the Chiefs. It's -3 if you like the Chiefs. Total of 56.5. I'll tell you what my lock is. Points. I think the Bills will win this game, but over 56.5. It is a high total. It is one of the highest totals you're going to see all year, and it's going to go screaming over. Give me the Bills +3, but over 56.5. My play.
I'm going to take the Bills as well. That 56.5 was originally one of my locks as well. However, and we'll find out, this is a weird way to look at this game. There's rumors that weather could play a factor in Buffalo tonight. That's coming from Western New York. Now, that report came out Friday. Today's Sunday. We know how weather works. Who knows if that report's going to be accurate or not? There's rumors that weather could affect the scoring tonight. As a football fan, I don't want that to happen. I will just take the Bills, and I'm late audibly in Omaha in my lock. That will not be one of my locks, but I'll take the Bills.
All right. Then I mean, we can do Monday night. Is that your? Oh, I'm sorry.
John's
John's
trying to
still here.
skip over me?
John's
But you
still
can't
here?
see. I'm wearing orange here. I'm wearing orange.
I'm respecting you as much as my office is about to respect the Bears defense. I'm sorry, what? What do you got?
Chiefs, Bills, what you got?
This is the hardest one.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the game of the year, but I got to go with Bills also. New York.
It is. All right, rolling out. Monday night, just because we're not going to be on before then. Colts at Baltimore. It is who used to play in Baltimore. -7 at home for Baltimore. Total of 46. John, since I skipped you before, I'll skip you. No, I'll let you go.
Skip you again?
Yeah. What do you got?
I mean, the Ravens even have been playing good. Neither team has. Go Colts.
Going Colts +7, guys.
Oh, man, I don't like picking Colts games. I've decided every week I get these guys wrong, and a Monday night game should tell me you loved Baltimore last week. They were good enough to get that win and to cover. I like Lamar Jackson. I'm a fan. I'm going to just keep picking against the Colts, and I'm probably going to look back at my record and say, you pick against the Colts every week, guys. You're like 1-4. Baltimore is my pick.
National Lampoon's European Vacation. John Cleese plays not John Cleese. I'm sorry. It's another member of Monty Python who just keeps getting hurt. Every time they hit him with a car, they hit him with a bus, they hit him with whatever, he's hurt. That's Carson Wentz. It's Carson Wentz. And that bus that's going to hit him, is the Ravens defense. I'll take the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens here. Ravens are good. They're just not great. A lot of injuries, a lot of turnover with them, but they're a team that's going to punch you in the mouth. And I don't know if the Colts can take a punch in the mouth. I don't know if they can handle it. All right. Want to recap your locks?
Usually you and I do 4 locks. How about we do this for John? John, you give us one game you were the most convinced is going to happen today. One team. I feel like the Bears is the easy answer. One game you feel like the most confident in.
Probably the.
Oh. All right, I'll let you think about it.
Yeah.
My 4.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
My 4 is this. I got the Denver Bronco under, classic Goz bet until it stops.
39.
I got the Browns outright winners today. I have I switched off my Buffalo, Kansas City. I'm going with Dallas to beat New York by that many, and I've got Arizona beating up Trey Lance. So there's my picks again. Arizona, Cleveland, under in Denver, Pittsburgh, and Dallas, my locks.
Tampa Bay, terrible cover team. They just don't cover. This is they're a great team. They're going to win a bunch of football games. They just don't cover. They're not going to cover this week against Miami. So give me Miami plus 11. Carolina, I'm riding with the Panthers. I'll take a minus 2.5. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 hosting Denver. I think Denver is overrated, and I think Pittsburgh has played their worst football so far, and they will get a little better. Tons of points tonight. Lots of points. It is good. There's going to be as many just knockout punches as there were last night when your boy Fury beat up on Wilder. I'll take the over of 56.5. Bills, Chiefs. Who you got for your lock? Saints?
Yep.
Going with the Saints. New Orleans. Nolans Saints minus 2.5 at Washington is John's lock. I'm thinking we go get a frosty cold beverage, watch a little football here at the Hideaway, maybe eat some great food.
Always great food here.
Sounds like a good plan. You golfing next week? Are you in the fall festival?
No, I have to work at my other job.
Oh, what's your other job? What do you do?
I help out at Napa Auto Parts.
Oh, very cool. That's cool. All right, I can't even pick on that. I like Napa. I used to go there all the time when I was a kid. My dad was a mechanic. Damn it, John.
But my next day here is the 31st playing in that big hole tournament.
All right.
Hey.
All right. Just found out that we're giving away a Bud Light cooler at the halftime of the 1 o'clock games. Not sure which game you're going to pick for that, guys, but
I think just the Jets. Oh man, the Jets are off the
Jets.
Bills. All
Jets
the New York
already
teams
lost
are
today.
out. Yeah.
There you go. Good news, Jets fans. You've already lost. You can't lose again. So get in here. It's a really cool looking Bud Light cooler. We're going to have that for you live at the Hideaway. You got plenty of time to get here. Games are about to start. Grab yourself a beverage, some food, and enjoy yourself at the Hideaway. John, thank you for being here. Thanks for being cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out. And Goz, fuck you.
Oh my God. Good Josh, usually not that harsh. This podcast.
I already said I opened the show by saying it. I feel good.
Have a nice day. I will. By the way, we have a weird schedule.
You're cool. You
and I Tuesday. So this is our schedule. No one's gonna remember this, but I'll just say Tuesday, Techies Tuesday. You and I broadcasting live.
Techies Fire and Water Restoration. Your best way back to normal. Check my line. tefirewater.com.
Instead of our show live from the Deuce, we're gonna go Friday live from Johnstone Supply in Troy. And then on that Monday, October 18th, we'll be back at the Hideaway for Monday Night Football involving a New York team.
If you want to see terrible golf, be here next Sunday morning and watch us golf. Or actually, you know what? Why don't you golf in it too? Because no matter how bad you do, I will do worse, and he'll do worse than me. He is the most physical.
Play for when you guys came up and your club got broken.
I didn't break the club, John.
We were a group ahead of you.
I just want to point out, best player on John's team was a girl named Lola Bunny. Okay, rest of John played with a club pro, and they still sucked. Put it out there.
We had a lot of drinks that day.
Yeah.
See what happened was.
How dare you? I'm just saying, for somebody who, like, when you see tape of guys play like high school and college football, you're like, oh shit, he can play, like whatever. Yeah. And then you see him do physical things now, and it's the most awkward thing possible. I guarantee he tries to invent a new golf swing while he's out there. If you use your arms are strong, but your legs are stronger. Like so if you use it, he will Happy Gilmore at least one hole. Go to the Hideaway's Facebook page, go to their website, hideawaysaratoga.com, and get in. Come golf with us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'd love to have everybody out here and have a blast and enjoy ourselves. I was told to bring shades Tuesday because I'm ready because we're at Techies Tuesday. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great one. John, congrats on your Bears winning last week. Screw them today. Good luck to everybody's teams out there, unless you are a Bears fan. And, let's have a lot of fun. Get to the Hideaway, enjoy yourself, and let's play some golf and have a good time, drink some beers, all those good things. And we'll be back Tuesday. Techies Tuesday?
Tuesday, Friday, Monday next
Friday, Johnstown. And then we'll try to post from the golf thing on Sunday, and then we'll do this show here on Monday. Okay. I'm gonna go. I just want to go.